Today's adventure takes us to Crete, in the county of Will, in the state of Illinois, in the country of the United States, and to this cemetery called Adams Cemetery. Now this is a pioneer cemetery going back to the 1840s. We have Civil War soldiers in here, World War I soldiers in here, World War II soldiers in here. We even have the couple that came here in 1838 from New Hampshire with 2 horses and a covered wagon. They're in this cemetery. They're one of the first pioneers in this area. I'll tell you a little bit about their story. So come join me as we explore Adams Cemetery. Okay, as we enter through the gates of Adams Cemetery here in Crete, Illinois, let's check out some of these wonderful, wonderful old monuments and tombstones. Looks like we have, get out the flashlight. At least I remember to bring it now. So that's a plus. Still can't really make out the name, but very old tombstone there. Got Mary Cook here, 1878, 1831 to 1878. I love this one. Look at this, it's a tree trunk. You have a vine coming up the tree trunk there. And you have a open book here. William Cook died July 14th, 1890 at the age of 80 years old. There's some other inscription here. However, that's long worn. Very, very difficult to read that. I mean, look at these old monuments. Just spectacular. They're all still standing, which is absolutely remarkable in itself. Look at that, guys. That's beautiful. Just beautiful. Here's Edwin, son of something Adams. Hard to tell. So, Edwin, there's a little story here with Edwin. His name was Edwin Horace Adams. He was a Civil War soldier, and he died in a Confederate prison camp in Florence, South Carolina, of starvation back in 1865. 2 days, get this, he died 2 days before the war ended and the prisoners were released. And here lies Edwin. I mean, that's just sad. The man died of starvation. Very sad. Civil War was nothing to take lightly. That was devastating. Absolutely devastating. You see the anchor up there on this one. Horace Adams died 1870 something. Fairly hard to read. Catherine Adams, again, hard to read on that one as well. But a beautiful monument. Beautiful monument. What's interesting about this cemetery is a lot of, now I don't know if this is Catholic or not, may not be, but you see a lot of cemeteries where the markers face the east. This one, however, all the markers face west. So probably not a Catholic cemetery, but just cemeteries in general, a lot of them face the east. This one does not, which is a little odd. Miss Mills mower there. This is a beautiful monument. Have the G. I'm not sure what the G stands for, if the name was James Mills, but maybe there's a, I don't know, deeper story there. But you see the Freemason symbol. This one here we show a weeping angel. Mary is the name. Again, like most of these, very difficult to read anything else. Let's see what we have here. Henry Adams, born 18, I can't tell if that's 12 or 42, but died 1901. And then Mary, it says Mary, wife of Henry Adams, died 1890 something. I don't know. It's always difficult to read that last number of the year. It's almost like I don't know. It's almost like they get tired as they're chiseling. That last number is always difficult to read. Here's Henry Adams right here. Looks like age 31 for him. Catherine. Sure, Catherine Adams. You see the handshake. Just beautiful stuff. We have L.G. Adams here. The draped monument. So familiar in this time. Died, looks like 1894. J.B. wife of L.C. Adams. Died 1897. And this one has a little something on the top. What appears to be the Bible there on the top. It says father and mother right there. And down here we have Sergeant Thomas Burns, Company D, 90 Illinois Infantry. Thank you for your service. Great stuff. As we go down here, we see the Dodge family. Susan Dodge on this one. Just says sister on this one. You can see the finger pointing up. Whoever this is had planned to go to heaven. You know what's odd? Or not odd? I've never seen the finger pointing down, so I guess that's a positive, right? And here's the Dodge monument. This is some pioneers. Mother, father. See the handshake. Females on the left, males on the right. Enoch Dodge is his name. So he was born in Beverly, New Hampshire. He moved to Vermont where he married Susan Adams in 1818. And here's Susan right here. In 1838, they headed west in a 2-horse wagon from Vermont starting October 4th, 1838. And arriving in this area November 26th of the same year. They lived in a log cabin in the Hughes farm before purchasing 160 acres of government land where they farmed the rest of their lives. And here's where they lie. Can you imagine? Can you imagine coming from the East Coast in a 2-horse wagon back in 1838? I mean, you still had... there were serious Indian attacks. I mean, it was dangerous. It was very dangerous to travel to the Midwest by land. Most people did it by water. It was much safer by water. Most people came through the Great Lakes, but they traveled by land and they made it, which is really amazing. Mary Dodge on this one died, looks like April 22nd. Hard to read that. Very nice monument to her. There is inscription here that is completely gone away. And here, this one looks like it's fresh as, like it was just put in yesterday. You could tell. The one that's way here faces west, so you get that west wind. Here's Frederick Dodge, died 1873, at the age of 49 years old, 10 months. And here we have, it says father, mother, grandmother. Sam, there's a little L there or something. Whipple. Sarah Whipple. And Irina Whipple. And a little spider out for breakfast. Not a fan of spiders, so I'll just let him be. We have Laura here, daughter of GP and something. Let me get the camera up there so you can actually see it. Hard to read that one. Another nice little draped monument. Memory of Albert, son of, he died 1872. Looks like, well, Albert was only 11 years old when he passed away. We do have some unmarked graves here, or were previously marked and are currently no longer marked. There's Henry Adams, 1779 to 1875, 96 years old. That is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Catherine, I think we saw hers already. Just amazing. Let's walk over here. I love these with the column, broken column, remarkable tombstone. Thought this would be easy to read. I'm not sure what letter that is there in the middle, but maybe Eliza or something. Wife of W.A. Little. Died April 12th, 1852. 66 years of age. We are by a rather busy road, as you could tell. Here's Nancy. Died 1851. And we have Mary here with the finger pointing up. And that one's really sunk into the ground. Can't even see, wife of something. See something. That one has really sunk into the ground. Some more Dodge stones. Unfortunately, I'm kind of pointing the camera into the sun, so these might be hard to read since they're in shadow. But I do have the flashlight, Martha Dodge, 1837, 1918, and then we have John Dodge, 1840 to 1918. Look at that, Company F, Minnesota Voluntary Infantry. Thank you for your service. We have the star up there, I believe representing the fact he was in the service. Some more of the Dodge family. Adams family. Here's one for Harold Adams, First Lieutenant, Air Force, 1917 to 1974. Thank you very much for your service. And then we have some emergency vehicles. It's been quite a morning. You know, last cemetery I just filmed, we had trains. Now we have emergency vehicles. So, go figure. Here's Ruth Rose Moffett, 1924 to 1930. Suffered a little children to come unto me, with the lamb atop of that stone. This says infant son. Mr. and Mrs. H.G. Fisher, May 1960. And here's Henry Fisher, died 1924. Wow. And this cemetery is a little interesting because as you walk back here, it does get into the newer monuments, or what appear to be newer monuments. So let's just take a quick walk back here and see what we have. I see a lot of American flags, so indicates a lot of military. Let's just look at a couple of these. Robert Johnson, World War II, U.S. Army. Thank you for your service. Stevens is the name here. Looks like Kenneth was in the military. Christopher Sharo, Private First Class, U.S. Army, 1962 to 1981. Not an old man, that's for sure. Very young. As a matter of fact, 19 years old. Sad. Very sad. William McCune, 1897, 1976, World War I and World War II. Wow, that is pretty remarkable. So there's one over here that caught my eye that I really want to look at. It is an anchor, Aldo Nicolazzi, I believe is the name, 1936 to 2005. Let's see if there's anything on the back. Nothing on the back, but a beautiful monument to him. Okay guys, thank you for coming with me on this adventure. You know, in these old pioneer cemeteries, you do see a lot of veterans. This cemetery, you know, a veteran of the Civil War who actually, well, died of starvation in a prison camp in South Carolina. I mean, it's just so sad to know the story behind some of these deaths here. And it's really quite humbling to know that these men volunteered to protect us and give us freedom, and you know, he dies of starvation as a prisoner of war. Really sad and humbling. But thank you so much for joining me today, and as always, until next time, keep exploring.